Welcome everyone, glad to have you. Thanks for listening in today. My name is Trent Emmerich. I'm the program director at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center for our fellowship program. What we're doing today is we're putting together a little video with some discussion with some of our current fellows about what Pittsburgh has to offer and what our fellowship program has to offer. I really see our fellowship program as one of the top fellowship programs in the country and a world-class education that you'd get here. I think of our program as a program that really trains leaders in our field, and not just the average pain doctors, but future leaders. I really think we're second to none as far as some of the innovative curriculum and some of the innovative things that we do in our fellowship program. And when people ask me what the strength of our program is, I think University of Pittsburgh is one of the best programs in the country about bringing together all the different aspects of pain care. Whether it's multidisciplinary care, whether it's education for fellows, whether it's research opportunities, whether it's different clinic environments, whether it's cutting edge procedures, and kind of pulling those all together into one fellowship. Whereas a lot of programs may excel at one or two of those, I think UPMC does a really good job about combining all those aspects together. So I'm excited to hear from you, I'm excited to learn from you and talk to you during the interview process, and I hope you enjoy this video, so thank you.
My name is Sergio Hickey. I am from Portland, Oregon. I chose UPMC residency in anesthesia for a similar reason that I chose UPMC pain medicine. I can't think of a different program in the country that has more down-to-earth faculty that really is invested in giving you high-quality education while being exposed to such a breadth of different clinic environments.
My name is Patrick Souness. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, kind of lived all over. I was here as a med student. I fell in love in Pittsburgh when applying for med school, came here and just thought the city was incredible, nice people, really beautiful, actually surprisingly gorgeous city.
I'm Ruzba Ahmadi. I go by Ruz. I'm from San Francisco, California. I really like the size of the fellowship. We have 9 fellows, which is great. I came from a pretty small residency program, and I really missed being able to collaborate with a lot of different people.
Hi, I'm Richa. I'm one of the chronic pain fellows at UPMC. I chose the UPMC chronic pain program because it's a really large program, so you get to work with several different attendings. I also picked the program because there's 9 fellows every year, and so you just have a group to learn from and work with during this year.
Actually, my first experience in the pain department came as a medical student. I rotated here. I think it was my first rotation of my 4th year, and I rotated with Scott Brancolini, who is our assistant program director, and had basically the best month of medical school. It was the most fun, most fulfilling experience that I had throughout those 4 years, and so I kind of knew where I was headed even back then.
Most programs, I think, really only expose you to 1, 2, maybe 3 different kinds of clinic environments. Here we're rotating at 7, 8 different clinic environments and hospitals. So while at the beginning maybe that's a little bit uncomfortable to adjust to, by the end of fellowship you are so ready to practice the entire rainbow of pain medicine that you're really prepared to hit the ground running and adapt wherever you go.
And also I just kind of like the people. They're very down to earth, they were fun, they seemed like fun people to work with, so it seemed like a great place to train.
I really enjoy, being from Portland, I enjoy the ability to get out into nature pretty quickly if I need to. And that is definitely the case here in Pittsburgh.
We have bike trails everywhere. There's a bike trail that runs from here straight to Washington, D.C., which I actually did over Labor Day weekend a few years ago.
There are still so many things to do here, so many restaurants to try, museums, there's parks and trails.
There's lots of different restaurants, bars, lots of fun things to do. And it's pretty easy to get around as well.
People here are incredibly nice. I've lived in most of the major cities around the country, and people here are fairly warm and inviting.
And it's also a great food city with just a great vibe and several different kind of trendier centers scattered throughout the city.
I think it's always great to be at a program that gives you as much exposure to as many different procedures and practice settings as possible. Just to make sure that you never know where you're going to end up after fellowship.
You'll talk to some programs that are focused on, say, implants, and we do 10,000 surgical cases a year and all this kind of thing, and that's great, but that's not all of pain medicine. And then conversely, you'll have folks who will straight up tell you, I know I had a couple programs say, hey, this is not a place to come if you want to be interventional. We're really focused on the other sides of pain medicine. This program really, as best as is possible in 1 year, captures as much as it can while maintaining the depth needed to become proficient.
My name is Mike Farrow. I'm from Buffalo, New York. You have a lot of opportunity to work with different providers. And you see a lot of different practice styles and a lot of different practice types. And depending on what you want to do, you can be as interventional kind of as you want. And we have a lot of opportunity. There's obviously a big neurosurgical department that is here. There's a big orthopedics department that is here. And so if you choose to and you want to be involved in more operative cases and get some OR exposure, there's definitely opportunities to do that. I've kind of sought out and participated in both pump revisions and pump implants, and also kyphoplasty, and then also some stimulator implants, DRG implants.
The goal of your training is to get a needle to a point in 3D space using 2D imaging, and everything else is a variation on that theme. The difference between an epidural and a spinal cord stimulator is fairly minimal in terms of what you need to understand from an anatomy standpoint.
The resources that are available at UPMC are second to none, from the librarians and the access that you have to the library, to stats. Right inside of the medical university itself, there's a huge biologics department that's there, biochemistry. They're all doing basic science bench research, and then also looking to partner up with clinicians to try to kind of pair that bench research with actual clinical research.
Besides all the procedures and cool things that I've seen, just working with the people here has been a really good experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm really glad that I ended up here. I love all the attendings we work with and all my co-fellows, and that just makes the whole year so much better.
I think the best advice I've ever been given when picking a program is go with your gut. I think that there are too many variables to really make a good decision with just your brain. You kind of have to go with your heart. And that's also one of the things that really spoke to me about this program. I mean, just really awesome people that I knew I'd get along with, and I'd have a great time with every single day. And that's definitely proven true at pretty much every single clinic. It's a pleasure to go to work every day. And I'm not making that up.